Very quickly, let's just talk about the basic backflip, the abandonment of the stage 3 tax cuts by Anthony Albanese, who lied to you at the last election, who took a policy forward. They have now lied about it, said they weren't going to change, and they are changing. They're trying basically to buy off certain voters at the expense of the more aspirational voters who are the backbone of this country. It's a straightforward numbers game. James, talk us through it.
Oh, this is just, it is absolutely outrageous. The incredible cynicism of the Albanese government here. If they hadn't lost the voice, the tax cuts would have gone through. Yep. But now they have to reset their agenda. They've decided, okay, well, we're going to mess with the stage 3 tax cuts, which they never liked anyway, even though, they were perfectly rational. Everybody else got their stage 1 and stage 2 cuts. They're called stage 3 for a reason, and that is to, among other things, correct the incredible bracket creep in this country. That top tax bracket of $180,000 came in 2007. If that tax bracket had been adjusted for inflation, it would be around $270,000 now, and yet we can't even talk about ever returning that money. The huge problem here is that it is going to be such a tax on aspiration. It is hitting people at incomes below where you need to have incomes to buy a house. It actually, you start to lose money at around 140, 145. And it also doesn't collect money from lots of people who don't file taxes. It doesn't give money back to them either. So this is just a bit of populist class warfare by the Albanese government, and it is going to, I think, hurt him very much in a lot of seats. I'm thinking of seats like Benelong. I'm thinking of, a lot of these Teal seats that went for Teals to get Labour in. He's going to wind up opening a huge can of worms on this because who can trust him again? What else is on the table? Is the family home on the table? We saw they already went after super.
Almost.
Well, inheritance tax, possibly the family home. This is just the politics of envy. This is going after saying the rich, they're not paying any tax anyway. Well, guess what? The top 10% of taxpayers pay around half of all income tax that's collected. So the top 10%, those people who are going to receive the stage 3, pay disproportionate amount anyway, not just because they earn more, but because we've got a progressive tax system and the bracket creep has been a killer. But this isn't just going to hurt the top 10%, as James said. This is going to hurt a lot of everyday mum and dads working 2 jobs, trying to pay off a mortgage or save up for a house. And we saw Labor last year using race to divide and conquer. They failed there. Now they're doing the politics of envy, the rich and the poor.
And they're going to steal $28 billion estimated on bracket creep. That's coming out of your pockets, going straight into the government, money that should be in the economy. Quickly, James?
I was just going to say that this is just really the Albanese outlook on everything. He's got a real chip. He's got a real chip on his shoulder. This is the old "I fight Tories" elbow here.
100%.
And it is entirely about that sort of I'm going to stick it to those people who make too much money, and it is just saying no, just be middle, be average, but you get out of that. It's real tall poppy syndrome. It is the worst sort of stuff. We don't need it in an economy where our productivity is in the toilet, that the only thing that is holding up our GDP is a massive immigration Ponzi scheme. And instead of doing real tax reform, they've squibbed it and set us against one another. Do not fall for it.
Here, 100%.
And shame on all those media commentators who were pretending that Albanese was some sort of sensible centrist. This is a man whose his entire political career has been in the socialist left faction
It's called
of Labor.
communism, and it will destroy the prosperity of this country.